Friends at the media. I'd like to call the Tuesday, November 26, 2024 regular meeting of council to order. First up is the under 2.1 adoption of this evening's agenda. Councillor Mullet, Councillor Pearson. Are there any additions or deletions? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. 3.1 adoption of the minutes of the November 12th, 2024 meeting, please. Councillor Pearson, Councillor Blanchette. Are there any errors or omissions arising? All in favor? It's carried. We do have a delegation with us this evening. Joining us virtually from Valemount Energy is Sarah Scott and Tegan Blair. Tegan and Sarah, hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Well, we do have a shared screen over to them, please.
Okay. Looks like we can share here. Oh, can we?
I think we just enabled it.
Okay.
Should work here.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Should we just do this? The Valemount PowerPoint?
Yeah, that works. We can show them the video too.
Oh yeah, let's do this and then we'll show them the video too.
Yeah.
Okay. Presenter view. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Sorry, just give me one
click
sec here.
slideshow at the top left. Use slideshow.
There we go.
There we go. Are you guys able to see that full screen now?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Great.
Amazing. I guess we'll start it off. Yeah, my name is Tegan Blair. I am the sales director for Valemount Energy, and I'll let Sarah introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Sarah Scott. I'm the Vice President and CEO of Valemount Energy Inc. We're establishing a company here in Calgary that's a full manufacturing operation, and we sell energy as a primary revenue source. So that is that's kind of a quick introduction as to what we do here. Clifford Ford is the CEO and president of the company, and Rennie Goodfellow is our logistics director. They are not here tonight, but if we continue with more meetings, we'll be able to include them in further meetings.
You'll be able to meet the whole team.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Great.
we'll go forward to the next slide here. So I want to be, really upfront with you guys and explain exactly what we have. So I don't want you guys to get confused at all with traditional turbines. What we're offering is a vertical axis wind turbine. This photo here is kind of a good demonstration of how big traditional turbines are versus what we're offering. So a traditional turbine is normally 215 to 275 feet. Our turbines are 60 feet tall and 40 feet wide. We're actually able to fit 4 turbines on 1 acre of land. And they're also easily able to be broken apart and put on shipping containers, a standard shipping container, 40 feet wide. They're very lightweight, so they're actually able to be mounted on roofs, on top of mountains. We could heli them in. We can truck them in.
Maybe do that. Sorry, we're just trying to figure out how to get to the next slide here. Okay.
Just like that. Perfect.
Yeah,
so yeah, they could be mounted on roofs. One of the benefits here is that there's no mechanical parts with these turbines through the maglev generation. That makes it very little to no maintenance. They're rated for 25 years with no maintenance. There's no oils or fluids, so it's good for the environment. It wouldn't be leaking. And as well, it is built out of an organic composite material. So like I was saying, it's good for the environment. The other thing is it does not kill birds. I know that conventional turbines have a big problem with killing birds. We do have a study that we could send to you guys on a later date. After this presentation, if you request it, we can send it your way. And to get into the numbers, these turbines generate power at 2 miles an hour, and they produce 222 kilowatts an hour. And in higher wind speeds of 18 miles an hour and higher, they would generate 2.2 megawatts. And there is no cutoff speed on these turbines. They do cap out at 2.2 megawatt generation, just to save the motor, but there have been running and can run in over 120-mile-an-hour winds. So there's no shut-off speed, and yeah.
Yeah, they're fairly they're designed to basically be in harsh environments. There is currently one operating up in the Arctic, and the inventor actually was just up there, and the wind speed was 210 miles an hour, and they actually ended up, the way that the turbines work is it uses a laminar flow, which sort of creates a, you know, to put it in really simplistic terms, almost an eye of the storm inside the turbine. So they were actually able, when the winds were blowing that hard, they actually got up inside the turbine where there was no wind. So the way that it works is it needs the wind to start, but through the laminar flow, it actually brings the wind up and pulls it back down through the turbine and out. So the generation is the generation of power is actually in the generator, and it just uses the wind to basically get it started. There is like there's sort of like a break on it that only sort of cuts in at very, very, very high wind speeds, just to make sure that, you know, like it doesn't completely blow off its axis. But I mean, at 210 miles an hour, that's I'm not sure if we really have winds in Canada or in Valemount that are quite that high, but it's very lightweight. They use the composite is, what is it, 10 times stronger than,
It's 10 times stronger than steel and 6% of the weight.
so it's very easy to move around, and it's very easy to transport. It's a, you know, it's a 40 foot shipping container. So, you know, if you're having issues with access roads and various problems sort of getting it into tighter areas, you don't need a wide load truck to do it. You can literally place it on a flatbed and bring it in. So that's kind of those are some quality benefits of it. Just this one.
The other benefit of the laminar flow, it actually allows us, it gives us the ability to put more of them in space, because with conventional turbines, they actually disrupt the wind currents and you can't put too many of them close together. Ours, with the laminar flow, they actually increase production if you put them close together. It puts the wind in the laminar flow and actually increases production. So on this screen here, some of our patents, we won't dive into that. If you guys would like to see our patents, we're more than happy to send them along with the bird study as well. But we'll go to the next slide here and talk a little bit about the partnership. So the biggest benefit for you guys is we're not expecting you to put any money into this. All we need is land. And we want you guys to benefit from the energy production. So Sarah can get into a little bit more, but
Sure. So it's a partnership that we're looking for. And a partnership, as you know, just everybody sort of brings something to the table. And what we're looking for would be land in Valemount to place the turbines on. Venturi would get 25%. Valemount, actually, as the local partner, would also receive 25% of the cash flow and the profit, the revenue share in that. And Pascal is the it's Ollie's company. He's the inventor of the wind turbines, so he's the, you know, Pascal would be the mother company, so to speak, and then 25% for the investor, who would be investing in the actual turbine itself. So the good news here is that, you know, we're not looking for any money from you guys. This whole partnership really is great for you, because it helps us to refine your experience and gives us an opportunity to work directly with you to meet your level of demand for your energy demands, basically. It's very it's very tailored to your needs, and we're willing to work with you on whatever that looks like. The goal here is to empower you with both your energy demands being met and also long-term cash flows. So this type of setup can actually directly impact your local infrastructure, just based on the revenues that you guys would actually get from this. Just sort of, I mean, without sort of getting into, because we don't know what your needs are exactly, it could be anywhere between 22 and 23 million dollars in revenues for Valemount, to redirect into basically any part of the infrastructure of your town or the ski hill that you're sort of looking to do. So this whole operation can help Valemount to achieve basically an ownership of the utility itself. So for both the township as well as the mountain. I think that it could help you guys solve the energy problem that you're having, trying to get the mountain off the ground as well. And it'll just solve your energy issues. This is an off-grid opportunity for you. We are looking into battery solutions as well. So this is a great opportunity for an off-grid situation where you're not really having to connect to the grid at all. So that's kind of like how this can help you with your town and with the ski hill. What we're seeking at this time would be the land, of course, and then also we would be seeking in partnership with a PPA, just so that we could get moving forward in helping your town get the power supply that it needs.
Power supply that would be done through batteries. There would be a potential, if you guys were interested, to do a turbine farm, which would generate substantially more energy. Obviously, the more turbines we put up, the more energy you would produce. If we built a substation, we potentially could have the ability to sell the power back onto the grid. But one step at a time. And
6 turbines can power 2,000 homes off grid. So, I mean, I think that your town is about 2,000
yeah.
residents. So like, we would look at what your needs are in terms of town and mountain, but this is a very scalable project for you. We could be helping you not just with the town and the mountain, but surrounding areas as well.
The whole valley.
The whole valley. You could, this is a pretty empowering project, I think. So, it just, 50 turbines could generate 110 megawatts over 13 acres. And yeah, this is kind of the number that we just randomly picked out. So, annually, your cash flows are your $23 million annually. So that's on a build out of 25 years per turbine. And once that, once those turbines need to be replaced, they're a renewable resource, right? So we basically would pull them down and remake them from the same composite and put them back up, as they're needed. So this picture on the bottom here is actually a picture of the generator as well. So that sits on the base, and the base is actually just a 10 inches of concrete, as
Yeah,
opposed
it's
to,
pretty much a slab.
yeah, it's just a very, very minimal slab. So it's a pretty good build out, I think. And yeah, do you guys have any questions about what you've seen and heard here tonight at all? Here, I'm going to stop sharing.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Motion to receive, please. Councillor Blanchette, seconded by Councillor Pearson. I have loads of questions, but I will First, start with thank you very much for the presentation. I'm always excited, and I'm sure council is too, to looking at alternative ways to lessen the load on our one-way in, one-way out transmission line. Councilor Blanchette.
Thanks, guys. So you mentioned that probably after about 25 years, we'd have to start replacing one or two or whatever. How much would they roughly be to replace one? Just as an example.
That is a really good question, actually. That's the first time anyone's asked me that question. So I am happy to.
And honestly, it wouldn't even maybe necessarily be a replacement. It could potentially just be a repair, and it would most likely be from the generator. Because the generator is what takes most of the wear, not necessarily the turbine, right? So it might just be a repair on the generator, so it might not be, replacing the entire thing. I do know that we retail them for 2.2.
Yeah, but also the
If I'm
the
not
the
si-
whole way, I think that the way that the agreement would work is that, we are selling the energy, we're not selling you the turbines, right?
Mhm.
So the turbines, that's why this is a really good question, because, whose responsibility is it to replace, right? So these are all questions that we're still working out. So, and I think that, within a PPA, that's something like, these are all, things that we can iron out as we move forward.
And one of our good ideas as well in that area is, through the shared profits, we could all put out a portion of it to kind of like a holding fund that would be reserved for the repairs in the 25-year time frame. It would have to be, it would probably be a pretty relatively low percentage that we'd have to put to the side for when or if that did occur. If that makes any sense?
Yep, it does. Thanks.
Question, follow-up?
Yep.
Councilor Pearson?
Yeah, I guess my question is, this entire conversation is talking off-grid. So if you were to put 5 turbines adjacent to the community to supply power, you're still going to need to build a substation to tie into the network versus an independent power producer agreement where this is going through existing infrastructure. Would I be correct?
Through the batteries, potentially not, because we're just able to store them in the batteries for long periods of time and then run them right through the lines. So we wouldn't necessarily need a substation for a small amount of turbines, but any turbines are running.
Okay, yeah, because we're familiar with independent power producers generating
Yeah.
power in other ways, because it's not like we'd be cutting off that arm to go this direction, right? So,
No, and
Yeah, and we're
I
not
don't-
asking that of
I
you.
don't think that like our whole, one of our philosophies is like we are looking to collaborate and cooperate with other existing forms of energy function. So I mean, we're not asking you to, like, exactly what you said, like cut off that arm.
We want this to be an addition.
Yeah,
Right?
we want to work together with existing energy supplies as well. So, I mean, this could even, like, even if you wanted to start with like a couple just to sort of, and maybe a battery source just to sort of see if this is something that you wanted to, we could start with something smaller. And if this was a successful venture, we could move into something a little bit more substantial if you wanted to start that way. I would probably suggest doing more than one, though. You would probably need, 4 or 5 to begin. But it's a great addition. Just to have that power, that added power supply is a great alternative to have.
one other question is, I mean, depending on proximity to the community, is there any residual noise to these?
No, the noise pollution is reduced substantially. In fact, there's almost next to none.
It's very minimal.
Yeah. It's,
Very minimal.
I mean, we do have you know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
actually, could we
can
show you
share
the
this?
video?
Yeah, we're gonna show you a quick video. Can I share my screen again quickly?
We'll just get through some questions first, and then we can get to your video,
Sure.
Okay,
just so the questions are top of mind right now.
Sure.
makes sense.
Do this now. Sorry, just one sec. How do I exit this?
Like you're using some sort of lignin composite. I could be wrong. Have you done any of these projects in the province of British Columbia?
No, we have not.
Okay.
No.
I would highly recommend you look at their interconnect study procedures of what it means to connect to their grid. But your timing is pretty much perfect because of the more recent call for power proposals through BC Hydro. And then I would also recommend looking at their standard offer program, which is their form of a PPA, a power purchase agreement, and see what kind of just have a serious look at what they require in order to attach to their grid, because every line, every pole that comes into this valley is owned by BC Hydro. It is the Power Authority of British Columbia. And so really maybe take a few days and have a look at what they require for that.
Okay, and what's that document called again? The standard?
Standard offer program,
Okay,
SOP.
okay. All right.
They did,
Thank
in 2021, they did a integrated resource plan and found that they didn't need to buy any more power. And then all of a sudden in 24, it was abundantly clear that they needed to buy lots of power. Just through the electrification of so many things here in the province. So that would be my recommendation first and foremost. We can advocate for a partnership. We can do a lot of things, but we certainly do not have the capacity to assist with a power purchase agreement. Councillor McLean, you were feverishly taking some notes.
I am, because it sounds absolutely wonderful compared to flooding whole valleys and other sort of landscape damaging stuff. So I was just curious as to why you approached us, what you had heard about us.
Well, I think that, if I can just get a little bit sort of more down to the core of why we're doing this as a project is, we are looking to help. This project is, to be quite frank, quite disruptive. And it's disruptive because we are trying to offer support to communities like yours, and we are trying to offer local empowerment for communities. And the best places to start are in smaller communities that need this type of help and that will literally hand the power back to you. So, not to be silly, but like it literally gives you the power and puts it back into your hands, and you will be able to, we want a win-win situation for everybody. The whole point to this is that everybody wins. We don't want to be greedy. We want to support local communities. And we felt that looking to smaller mountain communities is where to start, because in our view, we're trying to get away from bigger city living, and this is a viewpoint of the people, the core team at Ventori. We need to be moving into smaller communities. It's really the only way that we're going to live our best lives. And if we can move away from the larger cities. We can move away from the bigger government. We can move away from those things that are sort of taking over our existence, and we can take the power back. That's where we want to start. And so, you know, projects like this, like Valemount, any sort of mountain communities, that's where we want to get started. And that's where we believe the good lives are, right?
Yeah, we're all about, you know, local supply for local demand.
Yeah.
We're also in contact with Castle Mountain, Fortress Mountain, and a couple other mountain resorts that are kind of, you know, further away from the cities, or, you know, not necessarily having the big municipality of a big city. And also, you know, we love skiing, we love the mountains. So,
And we like your master plan, like,
yeah,
right? We looked through it. We
we
liked
like your
it.
guys' vision.
Yeah.
The master plan makes a lot of sense.
And we want to work with communities that have like-minded vision, right? And we see the way that you've got everything set up, and it just like it's attractive.
Mhm.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Follow up?
Exactly.
It's
Oh,
It's a
exactly
beautiful place.
yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to get away from big government no matter where you hide in the province, but it almost sounds too good to be true, looking at that giant 23,750,000 annually residual income. Like, it just seems too good to be true.
It does seem too good to be true, but it is true. It is true.
And it just depends on how much we're selling it for too. Depends on wind speeds. So that I'm not saying that that's the number. Who really knows? We don't,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not a weatherman. I don't know how much the wind is going to blow, but it's just kind of a rough estimate from what we have.
It's placement. You know, we realize that there are many factors at play here, and we have, you know, we are gathering our team that is going to be able to help us, and we are hoping too that, like, while working with you know, our local partners like yourselves, that you guys can help us with, you know, what, like, the guys that understand the weather, the people that understand, you know, where the best places in town are to offer land, so that we can get the best results possible by placing the turbines in a place that are going to get literally the most bang for their buck, right? But these numbers they may not be spot on, but they are real numbers. And we have done, there's multiple studies that these turbines work. We're building out, we're at this current moment, we're building out a huge factory in working with the government in Australia. They're currently looking for how many gigawatts was it for they're
The
looking
Olympics,
for
it
the
was
Olympics,
like,
yeah.
I can't
It's like
remember off the top of my head, but it was a
I
lot
think
of
it's like
power.
16 gigawatts of power. The Australian government has contracted our sister company, Revair, over in Australia at a cost of 2 to 1. So they're going to match the sister company $2 to 1 to put up a factory and start producing this for 16 gigawatts for the Olympics. So this is a very real project that's happening, and we are bringing this technology to Canada. We are setting up operations in the next few months here, and we're going to build these out. We're going to be building out. The goal is to build out 90 a month, and we're going to place them all over the world. And there is a factory that is currently getting up and running in China as well. It's a 2 million square foot factory. So this is a very real project, and we're bringing this to Canada. We're gonna, you know, we're licensed up to build these, and we want to help communities.
Thank
So
you.
these numbers are not fake.
Councillor Mullock.
I guess, yeah, I'd just say that, you know, what we're really needing here is consistent, reliable, and affordable power. And, you know, we've been looking at opportunities, you know, we're definitely interested in things like this because what we need is I guess, a real comprehensive, and whether it's going to be various components, but they all have to work together. And like is suggested, you know, that BC Hydro is the major partner in this because we need this consistency. It's going to be coming from a lot of directions. We have to make sure that it's always coming, that it's always available, that we're not getting interruptions or anything like that. So, you know, it was interesting because I was thinking of the ski hill and things like that, like being able to use that as an area to power that up. You know, you know, there's some really interesting ideas that come to mind when I'm listening to your proposal. Thank you.
I think we'll have just a couple of seconds if you want to play that video with the showing off.
Yeah, it's
the
just one
no
that's
sound.
actually running.
We'll show it off. Yeah, there's the one that's running. So just give me 1 second here and I have it all queued up for you. So this is what the base would look like, right? So as you can hear, there's really that's how it sounds.
And that's your 100 kilowatt model?
That's our this is our 2.2 kilowatt.
2.2, 2.2?
I thought that was their one
This is about half the height of the 2.2.
2.2 kilowatt.
But the sound, we're looking at putting these on top of buildings in areas, right? So that's, you know, that's kind of what these are looking at. And I don't know, there's so much potential here. And, you know, you're like, to be honest, like you guys are the first ones that we've done a presentation for.
Yeah, we
And
hope it wasn't too bad.
yeah, we're still refining our presentation, but like this is a very real project and we're super excited about it. Like we're all extremely passionate about it. And you know, we're ready to go. You know, we currently will be having, starting in January, we'll have a 2.2 megawatt megawatt prototype coming in from Australia. Actually, sorry, from California, which is where Pascal is situated. That's the head company. And we'll be starting to receive 18 turbines a month from the Australian factory. So when they get opened up, we'll start receiving 18 turbines at a time from them every month. Plus plus when we get up to our capacity of 90 a month, that's what we'll be producing a month as well. So we have demand of 16,000 of these units already worldwide.
Well, thank you very much for your presentation this evening. I will grab some contact information from our talented staff, and I will follow up with some thoughts on next steps, particularly when dealing with BC Hydro and how that potentially can look.
Yeah, and that's honestly something that we would want to work with you with, right? We kind of need your
We
guys'
need
help
your-
with that
we
too,
need
right?
your
Yeah.
guidance on that as well, right? So
Yeah,
absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah.
So not to be, you know, the cliche, we'll be in touch, but we'll be in touch.
Okay. We understand.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
We really appreciate you putting your best foot forward in case of the Village of Valemount. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for your time tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Have a
Appreciate
great
it.
night.
Night.
Okay. Thank you. So did we just leave?
Yeah,
Discussion on the delegation further?
Speaking,
That it is.
especially since I don't want all that piques the ears, right? Like, well, wait a minute, why? Why don't you want money? What's going on? No, I
Yep.
think our director of finance might have passed out when they said 3 million.
All in favor of receipt? Carried. 5.1, we do have the revised resort development strategy schedule. Just a note that it won't be December 5th when we have the committee of the whole, but that will be determined at a later date, just due to potentially a lack of quorum for that meeting. First Nation, 5.2, Sent First Nation Working Group. The report's before you for information. If there's any questions or comments, feedback from the one councillor that did attend, Councillor Pearson.
Yeah, I think it's a great starting point moving forward in talking where we can collaborate to neighboring communities. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where it goes.
I was really pleased to see the discussion on EDMA, so the Emergency and Disaster Management Act, and how easy it could be done to call a local state of emergency versus how the province would like you to do it. So that was good to see, because I mean, timing is critical when you call those things, and one extra phone call means a difference of potentially lives.
But it was a great conversation.
Good, thank you. Shifting to the other end of the valley, 5.3, Community Forum Report and Follow-up. We're looking to approve staff to begin work with the Claytley-Tenay First Nation on the development of a memorandum of understanding between our organizations. Moved by Councillor Pearson, second by Councillor Mullock. Discussion on moving forward with Claytley-Tenay. All in favor? Carried. 5.4, looking to approve the 2025 Deputy Mayor schedule. Moved by Councillor Blanchette, seconded by Councillor McLean. Discussion on the schedule. All in favor? It's carried. It is that time of year where we do have some external council appointments. Under 5.1, number 1, or under 5.5, pardon me. Number 1, that the following appointments for 2024-25 be approved by council, each for a 1-year term. The Prince George Treaty Advisory Committee, that'd be myself. The Trans-Canada Yellowhead Highway Association, Councillor Pearson. The Columbia River Treaty Local Governments Committee, Councillor McLean. The Columbia Basin Regional Advisory Committee, Councillor McLean. Valemount Entertainment Society, Councillor Mullock. And the Tourism Valemount Destination Management Organization, Councillor Mullock. Moved by Councillor Blanchette, seconded by Councillor Pearson. Discussion on those appointments. Everyone's happy? All in favor? Carried. And number 2, that the following appointments be approved by council, each for a 2-year term. So you're not getting out of it this year, Councillor Mullock. The Parcel Tax Roll Review Panel be myself and Councillor Mullock. And the Cleaner Task Force be Councillor Blanchette and Councillor McLean. Moved by Councillor McLean, seconded by Councillor Pearson. Discussion on those appointments. All in favor? It's carried. Looking to appoint KPMG as the auditor for the Village of Valemount for 2025. Moved by Councillor Blanchette, seconded by Councillor Mullock. Discussion. All in favor? It's carried. And number 4, that Urban Systems be appointed as the consulting engineer for the Village of Valemount for 2025. Moved by Councillor Pearson, seconded by Councillor Mullock. Discussion on our recording engineers, or our engineer on record. All in favor? Carried. Yeah, we're not recording a LP anytime soon. Bylaws and policies. 6.1, Village of Valemount Fees and Charges Amendment Bylaw number 901, 2024, we're looking to adopt. Moved by Councillor Mullock, seconded by Councillor Pearson. Discussion. All in favor? It's carried. 6.2, looking to repeal the current policy 69 of the workplace discrimination, bullying, and harassment policy with the updated workplace workplace discrimination, bullying, and harassment policy 69, 2024. Moved by Councillor Blanchette, second by Councillor Mullock. Discussion. You'll be looking at this again 12 months from now. All in favor? It's carried. Anything in the reading file folks would like to bring to surface? Let's go to, is there a notice of motion to be brought forward? Council reports. Councillor Mullock.
Alrighty, November 14th, I attended a tourism special meeting. The 19th, Valemount Entertainment Society meeting. On the 21st, I attended the Regional District Fraser Fort George meeting, which is quite interesting, quite a good learning experience for me. And on the 26th of November, today, I attended the tourism AGM.
Oh, great.
That's it.
Yeah, the executive of the tourism Valemount will be at the next board meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Councillor Blanchette. Awesome. Councillor McLean.
I've had 3 meetings. On November 21st, I attended the regular board meeting, and this morning I attended the regular meeting of the local government committee to the Columbia River Treaty negotiation team.
Get all that marked.
So November 18th, I had the NERD Primary Care Network Steering Committee meeting. November 19th, not directly council related, but attended the Planet Youth Coalition. It was a Zoom call meeting. Basically just to see where that's going towards what we can do to help youth in the community and what opportunities there may be. So. And then November 20th, I had the Valemount Industrial Park meeting.
Right. And the Planet Youth, that's with Dr. Giroux.
Yeah.
November 14th, I had a Columbia Basin Broadband Corp board meeting. The 18th, at a weekly check-in with our CAO. On the 19th, really good accessibility committee meeting, followed by a Valemount and Golden Joint Tin Basket Debris Management Committee meeting. On the morning of the 21st, I attended the Fraser Fort George Regional Hospital Board meeting, as well as the Regional District closed session. And Councillor Mullock was kind enough to attend the regular board session in the afternoon, as I was attending an orientation for our incoming Columbia Basin Trust Director, Susan Klovchuk. She's a nominee from the Regional District East Kootenay, and then unfortunately we're saying goodbye, or see you down the road, and much gratitude to outgoing Director Don McCormick. And that was all followed up on the 22nd and 23rd with the Columbia Basin Trust Executive Committee, as well as the Columbia Basin Trust Board of Directors. Questions, comments for any of the reports? No need to receive them. 13.1, you have the calendar of events before you for information. And then we do have time for public comment this evening under 14.1 on items considered by council as part of the approved agenda. Are there any public comments this evening? We have one member of the public. No? Good. All right. We're not heading into a closed meeting, so I'll just ask for adjournment. Councillor Pearson, thank you very much.